Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I am doing one about bookish icks and my opinions on them. Now I reached out to a couple of bookish servers that I'm in with a few friends and asked people to fill out a Google form on what their bookish icks are, and yeah, I've written them all down in my notepad just because I don't have anything to look at them on, because I have to record on my phone because I don't have anything else to record on. I'm trying to save up for a camera, but they're expensive. So yeah, I've just written them all down and I will go through them. Okay, so there was there was a couple very common ones, so I'm going to go through them first and then I will go over the other ones I got. So the most common one that I got was cracked spines. I'm probably going to get judged for my opinion on this. I don't really care if the spine of my book is cracked. I don't deliberately do it, but I'm not going to force myself to read a book like this just so I don't crack the spine. So every time I've read a book, the spine of it is cracked. I even buy secondhand books where the spine is cracked already. Like, for example, this edition of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. If you can see, the spine is cracked and stuff, and I don't care. I think to me, a cracked spine on a book just means it's been read and it's a well-loved book and people enjoy it. To me, if a book has a cracked spine, it means that it's been enjoyed and that is the purpose of a book. I know people like their books looking all nice and pristine on their shelves. And yes, I do like my books to look nice, and if there's any like really bad damage, I don't like that. But to me, a cracked spine isn't damage. A cracked spine is just a sign of a well-loved book that someone's enjoyed. I know there's a lot of people who will not crack the spines on their books, though. I'm just not one of them. Next one, tiny writing. This one I agree with. So the next bookish ick is when there's tiny writing in a book, and I agree with this one. I hate when there's tiny writing in a book. I'm going to see if I can find one that has it. Okay, so my special edition Harry Potter books are a prime example of this, of really tiny writing. So I have the Hufflepuff editions of the series that I got a few years ago off a friend. What is the need for this tiny ass writing? This is an 800-page book. Why does the writing have to be so freaking small? What is the need? I don't see the point in this. It really annoys me. It does annoy me. I don't know why it has to be so small. I don't like it. I don't like small writing at all. Okay, so there was a couple more common ones. Another one was dog-earing the pages. Now this one I agree with. Anything can be used as a bookmark. You will find me using anything as a bookmark. A scrap of paper. I've used a pencil before, but obviously with the tip of the pencil pointing out of the book. I'm not getting pencils on my book. I've used receipts. I've used a birthday card. I used an old bank card that I didn't use anymore. I've used everything and anything as a bookmark. So there is no excuse for you dog-earing your page. No. There's no excuse. Don't do it. I don't understand why people do this. I was someone who did this when I was younger, until I got really into reading. Now I could not imagine dog-earing the page of my book, and if the paper on my book gets damaged, I get sad. And look, if you're like, oh, I don't have bookmarks, I can't find any cute ones. Dumblon Club. Now these are just a couple of the bookmarks I have. Some of them are already in books that I'm currently reading. But she has the cutest bookmarks, and they're not that expensive. And it's supporting a small business. And literally, look, they're all so cute. So I have Fluffy Valentine, Dark Valentine, Winter, Witchy, Spicy Romance, Classic. And I also have fantasy, I have sports romance, and there's so many others. There's literally ones for loads of different genres. I know she has horror, I know she has crime thriller. Just the link for Dumblon Club will be in the comments below. Just go and look. Oh, I also have, because I started this book a while ago, LGBTQ bookmark from Dunbar Club. You have no excuse to not have a bookmark for your book, especially when really cute ones like this exist. Now that I'm done with the Dunbar Club promo, yes, I agree. Do not dog ear your pages. Buy a bookmark, and if you don't want to buy a bookmark, use a piece of paper. I'm sure you have something thin in your house that you can stick in a book, even if it's a picture of a family member. Just stick it in the book. Anyway, okay, there was two more very common ones. One, non-removable stickers on books. I think I've got one that I can do for this. Yeah. When they put the Netflix sticker on damn books, what is your need? What is the need? If it can be a sticker, make it a sticker. Because no reader out there wants this on their book at all. It's annoying, it destroys the look of the cover, and it's just stupid. If the book is popular enough and you've done your advertising right, people will know it's a Netflix show. You don't need to put something like this on the cover, ruining the aesthetic. Just, no. Like, it annoys me to no end. Like, there's no need for this, but they keep doing it and we keep complaining about it. So maybe if we complain about it enough, they'll stop doing it. I highly doubt it, because people in the world are stupid, but no, there's no need. Okay, so the last one that I got was like most common was really long chapters. Now, I agree to this to a certain extent. So when it comes to romance books, I am a firm believer that no chapter needs to be over 10 pages. There's no point, there's no need. Like, I'm sorry, but you do not need to make a chapter that long in a romance book. A romance book, they're simple, they're easy, they're quick. So when chapters are really long in romance books, it kind of annoys me. There's obviously a couple of exceptions when the book has actual substance. For example, the Boys of Tommen series. There's a lot going on in that book series, and yes, it is a romance book, but they've got a lot of other hard-hitting topics in it that make sense for it to be that long. But if you're just doing like a 25-page smut scene, I don't need it and I don't want it. No, I like spicy books, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be reading pure smut for 25 pages. And just no. Now, in fantasy books, I think it makes a lot of sense to have longer chapters. In a fantasy book, there's a lot going on. There's world building, there's character development, there's different people in different scenes, there's battle scenes, there's everything. There's like, you're learning about an entirely new universe. So yes, long chapters make sense. And I'm happily going to read a long chapter because a lot's going on. Like, for example, in like the ACOTAR series and stuff, some of the chapters are longer, but they make sense for them to be longer because of the kind of book that it is. Fantasy books and stuff like that have a lot of substance that goes into them, and you're having to learn about a lot of new things. But if it's just a romance book set in New York, unless you have a legitimate reason for making the chapter really long, just don't do it. Just don't try and get your page count up. It's not worth it, because no one is going to enjoy that. I can guarantee it. Okay, so I got a few other ones, and not all of them obviously, like, I didn't get these like a lot of times, but I've got quite a few others still, so let's get on to those ones. So one of the first ones I got was SA and non-con. I agree with the fact that you do not need these in books. If you think you need something like that to get your story carried on, no. Now, if the book is about a victim's recovery and their journey after something like this has happened, yes, I accept that, because information like that does need to be out there if it's done properly and it's done in a respectful way. But if you're just throwing it in your story halfway through and it did not need to be there, just don't do it. It's not something that anyone enjoys reading. No one wants to read that, so just don't do it. Like, just no. I don't know why people think they need to add this into their stories, but yes, it needs something that needs awareness raising about it. I am a firm believer in that, because no one deserves that happening to them. But if you're just adding it in for the plot, you're a shitty person, and I will never read your books, because no. On a slightly lighter note from that one, we have the step sibling trope. Now, if they've been step siblings since they were little kids, they've grown up together, they are practically brother and sister, like they've known each other since they were like 2, 3, 4, 5, any young age, that is gross, because they are literally your sibling. You've known them your whole life, you've grown up with them, and then you're suddenly, when you get older, you're having feelings for them. It's gross, okay? Now, if this is, for example, someone you've met in college or university or even high school, and you're grown-ups and you're old enough and you're over the age of like 16, I don't really mind the trope. Like, if you've just met, you've not been step siblings for years, your parents have just randomly gotten married, or they just started dating or something and they've got engaged, but then you've already had feelings for each other before all of this happened, or you get feelings because you've started to get to know each other a little bit, I don't think it's that wrong. I don't mind it that much. Like, I know a lot of people don't like the step sibling trope at all, and that's fine, that's everyone's preference. But yeah, no, if you've known each other since you were little kids and you're like literally, you've grown up together and you're basically brother and sister, no, it's gross. Just don't. But if you've only met just because your parents have just got married and you're grown up and you've not known each other at all throughout your entire life, or you've just seen each other in passing, I mean, it's not that bad. I don't think so personally. I might get some hate for that one, but it's my opinion. These are bookish icks that I've got on people. Next one, when covers get damaged. I agree with this one. Now, if it's like water damage and the cover gets all crinkly and gross and just looks disgusting, or it gets ripped and just ruined, I'm in the boat that you should buy a new one. But if it's only like a tiny little bit of damage, and like the bottom corner of the cover is a bit bent, I don't really mind that much. Like I said, I buy secondhand books quite a lot of the time, and when I buy them secondhand, sometimes the covers are a bit messed up, but like, unless the cover is like really damaged, and I don't really mind, because even my books get a little bit damaged when I'm reading them. Like, I'm sure I've got one somewhere where the corner of it has been bent a bit, and I don't really mind all that much. Oh, I don't even want to say the next one. This one's gross. The word moist. I don't like that word as it is. I've never liked that word, and now whenever I have to read it in a book or I listen to it on an audiobook, I'm like, no. There's not much I can say about this one, but I agree, that word is a disgusting word, and I do not want to hear it or read it, if I'm being completely honest. So, you know, something for authors out there, don't use the word moist in your books because it's gross. Okay, this one I am very passionate about, and it annoys me. When people ick on your favourite books just because they didn't like it. Now, I'm not saying people can't disagree on the book taste. No, there's certain books out there that I've read, that I've enjoyed, and other people don't like. For example, the Magpie Society duology. I absolutely adored those books and I loved them. Some people think those books are utter trash. That is fine. You can dislike a book and you can not like it and not want to read it. That is okay. But if you're shitting on another person and icking a book just because you didn't like it, they're not the shitty person, you are. Just because you don't like a book doesn't mean you have to make someone else feel like crap for liking that book. Like, there's certain books that I've read that I didn't really enjoy as much as other people. Am I going to shit on them for it? No. I'm not. Like, okay, for example, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. There's plenty of people out there who love that book and have given it 5 stars. I gave it 3.5 stars because I thought it was 800 pages of nonsense. And I'm not going to change my opinion on that. But am I going to shit on other people for liking it more than me? Absolutely not. Because everyone is entitled to their own opinion on a book. Some people hate the Fourth Wing series. I rather enjoy it. I haven't read book 2 yet, but I loved Fourth Wing and I gave it 5 stars. Some people hate ACOTAR. I'm completely obsessed, hence the Sarah J Maas shrine. I normally have my copy of Secrets of the Dead on there by Laura Carter, but it's currently on my bed because I'm going to be doing a reread of it. Also, book 2 in the Lost Kingdom Saga series just came out. It's called Legacy of the Edge. You can buy it on Laura's website and on Amazon. I'll link both of them below. Sorry, had to just get that little PSA in. But yes, no, don't ick on other people's favourite stories just because you don't like them. You can dislike something and not be a prick about it. It's that simple. I'm gay, I don't like men. Doesn't mean I ick. Okay, actually I do ick about them. That's an invalid point. Let's move on. Okay, the next one is like cringe sex scene words and things that people wouldn't actually say. Yeah, no, I agree. I've heard people, I've read books and some of the words that they use are just like, ugh. Like, I'm sorry, but who calls their vagina a channel? No one. This also kind of leads on to another one that I got, where people giving weird names to genitalia. Now, I was reading a book recently. I don't remember the name of it because the second I saw these words, I got rid of it and I can't even remember the title. It was a long time. It was a couple of weeks ago now. They called a penis a meat stick, and they called a vagina a honeypot. And the exact words I read was, he put his meat stick in her honeypot. And when I tell you, I gagged and completely just DNF'd out of that book straight away. No. Call it a penis and a vagina. Why do you have to call it like her lady garden or his sword or man meat? No, just call it a penis. It's a penis. Dick, penis, vagina. I don't get why people have to give it stupid names. Like, even the word pussy just makes me kind of cringe. I don't like it. But yeah, no, just people just need to use normal words for doing sex scenes. It's really not that hard. Like, I think I've once read the words, he strikes down her lady channel, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is the problem with spicy books. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good spicy book, but just use normal words to describe it. Dick went into vagina. It's not that hard. I mean, I'm sure his dick was, but I apologise. Okay, so the next one that I got is one that it's just something I don't like. Backstabbing best friends. I know people want it for the plot and to have more drama, but if you just randomly have the best friend being a backstabber out of nowhere, like, okay, if it's been pretty well established that the best friend is a bit shitty and they just use their other friend to make themselves feel better, it's kind of expected. It comes with the territory. But if the best friend just randomly backstabs them out of nowhere and you get no explanation for it, I just find it stupid. You're just looking for a villain and you can't think of anyone else. So you're like, oh, the bestie did it. Okay. Why? What reason did she have? And don't give me some stupid bullshit reason like, oh, they kissed someone that you liked. So? Yes, you shouldn't kiss someone that your friend has a crush on, but that does not warrant them for a 10-year revenge scheme. There has to be actual substance and reason for it. Anything like that I just think is dumb and stupid, and people just wanted to have a villain and they chose the first person they could think of. Okay, next one is possessive stalking. Now, I kind of like a possessive man in a book, but stalking I have a bit of an ick about. Why do you need to stalk the person you'll want to date? I mean, everyone out there has done a little bit of social media stalking, and if you say you haven't, you are a fucking liar. Everyone out there stalks someone's social media. I know I've done it. I know plenty of people who've done it. Everyone does it. When you find someone you like, even a celebrity, you stalk their social media because you want to get to know about them. So, but physical actual stalking, just no. The only time that isn't that weird is in a dark romance book. Yes, it's still weird, but in dark romances you expect some unhinged shit, and that's the point of a dark romance. But if you just randomly add it into a normal fluffy romance book, what are you doing? Why are you trying to normalize something that's just creepy as hell? Dark romances are there because they're meant to be unhinged. Don't add a random stalking aspect into freaking a fluffy romance book with a cute cover. No, just no, don't do it. Okay, the next one, I might be in the minority of this one. The nickname Baby Girl. Now, I don't mind this nickname. If someone called me that in real life, I would tell them to get the fuck away from me. In a book, though, I think it's kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie. Now, it depends on the circumstances. If it's like a creepy older guy calling someone baby girl, I'm like, no. But if they're in a relationship, I think, and he's a bit of a possessive guy, I kind of think it's kind of cute. I like it a little bit, alright? There's no harm in liking that joke. So yeah, I personally don't mind it. It's just situational. It depends on the situation as to whether I like it or not. I think there's a couple of mafia romances that I've read that I quite enjoy it when they call their partner baby girl. It just depends on the situation. Okay, this next one. Now, I think this happens in The Deal, and I hate it. When they use the word milking. No. Unless you're talking about milking a cow, you do not have any excuse to be using that word. Just no. I don't understand why you have to be milking his genitals. I can't. No. No. I do not accept that word being used, and if you use it in your book, I'm going to cringe when I read it. Will it stop me from reading the book? No. Because I really love The Deal and I gave it 5 stars. But that word, just don't use it. There's no need. Okay, I already know who sent me this one. I'm not going to out them. But I can't believe I'm even freaking saying this on my YouTube. Ass play. Personally, I don't care. I read gay romances all the time. I don't really care about stuff like that. It's gonna happen. And frankly, I just read it as if it's another sex scene. I know some people don't like it. I just personally don't really care. I don't really have any opinions on it. It's just something that happens. It's just in books, and I'm like, yeah, okay. There was another one that I missed before that came up a couple of times, and that's real people on the cover of a book. I agree with this. What's the need? Cute cartoon covers exist for a reason. Any day, I would rather have something like this over a real person on the cover. Now, yes, there is a couple of exceptions for people on covers. If I can put my book back on my shelf, that would be great. So, exceptions for people on covers. Autobiographies. It's kind of expected that you're going to have the person who the book is about on the cover. This is Believed by Leanne Pinnock. I love Little Mix, and when I saw this came out, I asked my mum to get it me. She got it me for Christmas last year. So yes, this makes sense that there's going to be a real person on the cover. So this one here is another exception. I can't be bothered getting it out because it's at the bottom of the pile. But this is the TV show version of Heartstopper, and it has the actors on the cover, and it has an excerpt from the script in the back of it. That I accepted having real people on the cover. I don't think I have. And here we go. Here's one with people on the cover. Now this one is like an indie published book, so I kind of don't expect it to have a cute cover. But I just don't like this. I don't like people on the cover. Like, if these were cartoon or if these weren't people and it was just like a cute blue cover, I'd kind of prefer that. Now this book, on the other hand, this is one of my favourite books of all time. I absolutely love this. If you have not read this book, it's amazing. You should go and read it. This book could probably be an ick for some of the people, because one of the main tropes in this book is an ick that I got. But yes, I love it. I love this book, but I hate the cover. I don't like the people on the cover. I want a different cover. Okay. Next one I got, the cheating trope. No. Okay. I don't like this trope. I don't see the point in it, but I don't get as high rate as some other people do when this trope comes up in a book. Like, people will full on DNF a book if it has this trope in it. I personally I don't care. Do I like the cheating trope? No. But it happens. It happens in books. And yes, there's no reason for it, but it still happens. And I'm not going to DNF a book that I was previously enjoying just because it had this trope in. And I think sometimes people just when they DNF a book for just this trope. Personal preference, you can do that if you want. I personally just don't see the point, because even though there's a trope in it that I don't really like, it's not going to make me stop reading it. Okay, the next one. This one brings the 1% of you back into play. Pregnancy trope. Now, I personally love this trope. I love a good pregnancy trope, but I do have certain things about it that I don't like. Now, if the couple is only together because she is pregnant, no. That is not a real relationship. Like, you're just forcing yourself. If you have no physical attraction, they clearly have no chemistry or physical attraction to each other, there's no need for them to be together. Like, they can be in each other's lives with the baby, but they do not have to be a couple. So if the only reason they're together is because she is pregnant, no. Now, if they bond while she's pregnant and while they're taking care of the baby together, and then they get together, that I do not mind. I kind of like that. I think it's cute. And I just kind of love like the whole single dad, grumpy sunshine kind of trope. That is literally what 1% of you is. It's single mum, grumpy sunshine. And I love it. I love a good pregnancy trope. But I just think that sometimes it can be annoying. I understand, like, if the pregnancy is literally the only reason they're together, it's not really great. But if it's like a legitimate part of the storyline and like is a single parent, then I love it when they have kids. I love it when they have babies. And like the pregnancy trope, just like, I like it. I think it's cute. Okay, that's one I really agree with. Stupid communication, like stupid miscommunications. Now, there's an example that I got when I got this in was when they're eavesdropping on like the potential love interest, and they hear them say something stupid but don't stick around for the rest of the explanation. I agree. This annoys me to no end. So this happened in one of my favourite books. I think it's called Fierce Queen. Yeah, Fierce Queen by Sadie Kincaid. I actually have the first book there, Fierce King. It's on my shelf. But in that book, she overhears her husband, because they had an arranged marriage, basically say something to his dad about her, and she doesn't wait for him to finish saying what he's saying, and she runs off and leaves LA and goes back to New York to hide out with her best friend. Obviously he comes and sorts it out because he's in the mafia, of course he does that shit. But the stupid miscommunication just annoyed me. Like, that could have been avoided if she just stuck around to listen for a little bit longer. Also, if you're going to eavesdrop, at least eavesdrop to the end of the conversation. Don't just run off halfway through. Like, I'm sorry, but if I'm eavesdropping on someone, I'm eavesdropping the whole time. Not that I do that. I don't eavesdrop on anybody. Did you believe the innocence? I don't really think you did you? No. But no, if I'm going to eavesdrop on someone, I'm listening to the entire conversation, and then I have stuff to get them back with. Like, I'm a petty bitch. If you're going to talk shit about me behind my back, I want the receipts. I'm getting my phone out and recording it. Stupid miscommunication is just annoying. Like, I get it happens, but it just annoys me, and then it blows everything out of proportion, and I'm just like, oh my god, please shut up. Just listen to them. I think it also happened in The Deal. Yeah, it did. It happens in The Deal, and it's just stupid. Okay, up next. Covers in a series not matching. I agree with this one. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I don't like when the covers in a series don't match. Like, if you're going to change the covers of a series, either wait until the series is fully published, or if you have to do it halfway through because you lost your contract with the person who did the art for your cover before, change the original covers so they at least match. It's so annoying. Like, okay, for example, I know some people have the old covers of Actor, and I have the newer covers. I like the new covers, I think they're cute, but some people have the old covers with the girl on. Now, they can't get A Court of Silver Flames in that old cover, and yes, they can get the rest of the series in the new cover, but I know some people wanted the old cover for the last one, and it can be kind of annoying. I don't like it when they change it halfway through. Just don't do it. It's annoying. Just don't change the cover halfway through for no reason. Oh, God. Okay, next one. Stiff books. I agree with this one. This one is annoying as hell. Why do you have to make your book so stiff? Like, I don't want to struggle to open my book. When I'm reading a book, I like to open it like, I'm gonna get an actual book. People are gonna hate me for this because this means my spine's crack. Oh no, but I don't care. For example, this one. When I'm reading a book, I'm going to open it like this so I can read the actual book. Like, I'm not going to read it like this and be like, oh my god, I can't see half the words. That's not the purpose of a book. The purpose of a book is for it to be read. And yes, this is one I have actually read. So when you're making your book so stiff that you can't even open it, like, I don't want a book to be as stiff as my joints, okay? I make myself sound like an old woman, but I think I actually am. I think I'm a 50-year-old woman in a freaking 24-year-old body. Anyway, I don't want my book being stiff. I want to be able to open it so I can read it properly. So why authors do this is beyond me. Give me a floppy book any day. Any day. Just, I love a good bit of flop in a book. Okay. Okay, there we go. Next one. Repeated words in a sentence. The example I got for this one was, it's in A Court of Silver Flames. When she went down and down and down the stairs. She went down, 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 and I kind of agree with this. Especially when you're listening to an audiobook. If you repeat the words so many times, it's just, like, I think in Shatter Me, there's just an entire page that just has the words "I am not insane" written on it like 50 times. I don't see the purpose. Like, why do you need to repeat the word, like, okay, I don't mind if you repeat it a couple of times. Like, if someone goes, she went down and down the stairs until she couldn't breathe properly anymore, her legs were shaking, something like that is fine. But if you just repeat the word over and over again, it just kind of gets annoying and repetitive, and it just makes me want you to carry on with your life and move on already. Okay, I've only got 3 more left for icks. The next one is one that I agree with. I don't like this tab sticking out really far. What is the point of this shenanigans? What is the need? Now, okay, I've annotated not many books. Let me grab one of the ones I have annotated. Well, I've not fully annotated, I've just tabbed. So here is my copy of Silver Flames. You can't see the tab properly, can you? No. But that's because they're hardly sticking out. And I like it like that, when you can't tell that like the tabs are there. Because it's just really annoying when they're really far out. It looks ugly. Now, I've sometimes I'll watch YouTube videos or like TikToks, and I'll see people with tabs that are like out to here, and I'm like, no, that's gross. Why are you doing that? Now, I was someone who did this a while ago. A couple of years ago, annotated my copy of Glass Houses by Rachel Caine, and I stuck my tabs out really far, and they were bright neon tabs as well, and that's just kind of gross. But I've since taken those tabs out, and I am re-annotating it completely different because, ugh, no. Okay, so the one we have up next is one that I am very much agree with. People reading with the dust jacket on? No. Why do you people do this? First of all, it makes the book harder to hold because the dust jacket is sliding up and down and it's about to fall off the book. So I don't understand why people do this. Second of all, it damages it because you're having to grip it so tight, you're ripping it or bending the dust jacket. And it's really not that hard just to take it off, put it back on your shelf in a safe place, and then just put it back on the book when you're done reading it. It's really not that hard. Like, I have the last 2 books in the Harry Potter series to read. I'm reading my Hufflepuff editions of them. They have dust jackets on. Am I keeping that on when I read? Like, fuck I am. I'm taking it off. And I don't understand why people leave the dust jacket on, because it's really annoying. You're just damaging your book in a way. Like, people complain about damaging their books, but then they read with the dust jacket on. No. And also, like, some books have really nice cut things underneath. So why do you need the dust jacket on? Like, I have a perfect example, actually. My copy of Nightbane by Alex Astor. I read this with the dust jacket off because I'm not reading it any other way. And if I hadn't taken the dust jacket off, I wouldn't have seen this. This gorgeous hardcover bit of it. And I love it. I actually want to reread and fully annotate this book because it's really good and I really enjoyed it, and I've already highlighted some parts of it. But anyway. Yeah, no, I just... Take your dust jackets off your books when you're reading them. Some people are like, oh, but if you take it off, you could lose it and it could get damaged. It's going to get more damaged you putting your grubby mitts all over it. That's not me insulting people. Actually, yes it is. Don't leave your dust jackets on your damn books. Okay, and then I have one final bookish ick. Now, the last ick I have for this video is people annotating in pencil. Now, I agree with this. What's the point? You're already putting something on your book. Like, why do you feel the need to annotate in pencil? Like, people are like, oh, then you can erase it. Erasing is going to damage your book more than if you just write in pen. Like, you're just going to damage the page because it can tear it when you're trying to erase it. And also, like, I don't see the point. You're already writing on your book. You might as well just write in pen or something like that. It just, I personally think it makes no sense to annotate in pencil. Like, if you want to do that, you do you. I just think it's stupid. But yeah, no, I don't see the point in that one. I just think it's kind of dumb to annotate in pencil. Like, you're already going in with the annotations. Why are you going to risk damaging your book more by rubbing stuff out? But yeah, no, that is the last of the bookish icks that I got. I actually didn't realise how many I got, and I really appreciate everyone who sent one in. If you sent in a bookish ick for this video, I really appreciate it. It really helped. And honestly, there was a lot in this list that I kind of agreed with. I have so many bookish icks. Like, okay, I agree. Real people on covers, gross. Don't dog ear your pages. If you want a cute bookmark, go to Dumb Bond Club. I've literally said this 100 times. Go to Dumb Bond Club, it's so good. Also, in this, now, I'm going to do, this is nothing to do with bookish icks, but it's about a book, so I'm adding it in this video. If you did not know already, my favourite book of 2023 was Secrets of the Dead by Laura Carter. Now, this book is absolutely incredible. This was Laura's debut novel, and as of 2 days ago, she officially can't be classed as a debut author anymore because the second book in this series, Legacy of the Heirs, has come out, and I have pre-ordered this book and I will be getting it, I think, next week, and I cannot wait. I am going to be rereading this book this week, and I am going to be doing a YouTube vlog of me rereading Secrets of the Dead and also reading the entirety of Legacies of the Heirs. And I love it so much. This is such a good book. It's such a good fantasy book. And if you want to get into fantasy and you don't think you would like it because of all the world building and everything, this is such a good book to start with. It's not just a fantasy, it's also a romance. And it's so well written. It's so easy to read. There's not too much world building. It's just such a good book, and it's so good, and it's such an incredible story, and I absolutely adore it. And I think everyone should just give this book a go. I'm going to link, like I said before, Laura's website in the description below, and also Amazon, and also on Dumb Bond Club. Chloe has done a collab with Laura. Chloe, the owner of Dumb Bond Club, has done a collab with Laura, and there is a Secrets of the Dead / Lost Kingdom Saga collection, and there is also a DBC edition of this book that is still on the website until the 31st of August. So if you want to get that edition, you need to get it now, because otherwise you won't be able to get it at all. And the rest of the series is going to be having special edition covers with DBC. So if you want that edition, you need to get it. This normally lives in this spot here with my thank you note from Laura. But as I said, I am currently rereading this. I'm going to be rereading it. I've got my tabs already and my highlighter and my pen, and I am going to be reading this soon, and there will be a vlog on my channel in the next couple of weeks. But now that I've gone on to that little tangent, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know some of your bookish icks in the comments below. And yeah, I will catch you next time.